Hi all, welcome to this Marquee Matchups Basics video guys, where I basically cover all the games and try and basically explain where I actually invest, because I've been asked quite a lot in videos, so I thought I'd cover it in a bit more depth guys. So if you can smash the likes, be awesome, sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter at JayTheLegend guys, all the links are down below guys for playlists on the channel and social media links. So a lot of games to cover and a lot of routes to kind of explain why I invest, where I do, and hopefully helps you covered guys. The A-League route of the Melbourne Derby, I have practically invested everywhere in terms of both teams. What we're trying to focus on guys is both teams. I'm not focusing on where else I've invested, otherwise that just gets too bogged down, because I've got quite a lot of players across all the leagues in FIFA. As you can see guys, we have no one in the starting 11 on loyalty guys. However, everyone has 10 chemistry, predominantly because they are in either the right position or play for the same team, or basically the same league. As you can see, the left mid, El Khalifi, he is on 8 chem, but he would go to 9 on any kind of change anyway. With the Bundesliga guys, we have kind of covered the back four with Bayern. We've also got several other defenders from Leipzig, and we've also got quite a few other players across different nationalities. We're not trying to do heavy investing because these guys are a lot more expensive to work with, and because it's not as no risk, it's a little bit harder to get kind of profits with. And also, if you want to do the SBCs as well as make profits, you kind of want to balance yourself a little bit, and I kind of rely more on the league to buy up the players, and I'll just use some of these guys for kind of the investments as it were. With the Saudi one guys, this one's generally haven't invested as much in both teams as I usually would. Normally with this kind of option I would buy up, I've got quite a lot of the non-rare golds like Al Hilal. The three Brazilians, they're kind of perfect because they might be Brazilian could be a requirement. For example, I've kind of looked at the league then as a whole. I've got quite a few players across different positions, but it's kind of the league as a whole is where I'm kind of relying most of my investments in guys. With like BPL, I will have a lot of these guys on loyalty, and the thing is, I'll have a lot of these players either untradeable or I will have them just packed, but most of these guys generally won't be there for profits. Most of them will stem for completing SBCs, and it's relying on the rest of the league, whether it be no risks or whatever, to make myself the profit guys. But it's kind of where I'm stemming from. Like with other BPL routes, same applies again, but in terms of where I'm trying to make my profits is the no risk options like Joel, like Aruna Kone, like Stecklenburg. It's kind of the non-rares. That's kind of where I'm trying to put my investments in. I will buy these guys in bulk, mainly because I see them as the more viable option for profits, and it kind of makes more logical, I've noticed, because if a player's worth 300 and suddenly goes for 6, you're kind of laughing guys, it's double your coins. Juventus Roma guys, one of these harder ones. I try and cover most of the league as a whole anyway, but most of the players in both teams are just either try to be bought or packed. I don't have too many bought really, so it kind of helps if you have them on the loyalty, and it might prove handy later down the line. Obviously I'm not going to use like Florenzi for example, because he's quite a decent rate. He's one of the best rated right backs in the league, so you try and look at other options, but he is an option to keep nonetheless. Sporting Lisbon guys, this one would be it's not so great for me to invest in, mainly because I would just kind of focus on the non-risk method with non-rares and rares basically. So I'd buy up all the non-rares to kind of cover it and just rely on what I have within the league that is either bought or packed, and try and keep the price down to minimal, because these guys aren't really going to go for any serious kind of coinage, because it's not a great SBC. With Ajax game guys, most of these guys are already bought, and they're all bought like cheap, so it's like 300s, and there's so many non-rares anyway. And I've noticed a lot of these kind of SBCs, they generally do find that the profits do go up quite nicely, especially if you've got different nationalities, different positions. It keeps yourself covered, and it just gives you enough room to manoeuvre. So like Pereiro and Marin are both different nationalities, different positions, and it just kind of keeps you covered really, in all honesty. I find it very useful just buying these guys in kind of bulk. Buy quite a few, just buy one for the club and buy one for the challenge. Like with fruits with Barca, Espanyol for example guys, I would only really buy no risk where possible. The Espanyol players, I don't really have many in the club as it is, because I haven't really bought to invest in them. But there is still quite a few options. Like I've got Duarte packed, and same with Moreno, so I've kind of got a couple options, but with the Barca options it's the same as it applies, they're packed. If I'm not seeing such a heavily influence on the market, then I won't really buy them unless I feel the need to, and I used a lot with the El Clasico guys. So I hope you found this useful. Remember to smash likes, much appreciated. Let me know if you want another one in the comments down below, guys. Smash a like, sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter, and I will catch you all later, guys.